Good day, good people. All right. I'm gonna come on here and do a short video about the 100 pip challenge. Okay, so purpose of this challenge is to take $100 and put it in the trading account and see what we can do with it, right? By collecting 100 pips per week. All right. Sometimes we'll get a little more. Maybe we will get a little less at other times. But I want to take 100 pip trades, one per week, and just grow the account. I will be trading $1 per pip. If you don't want to trade that much, you definitely do not have to trade that much. I did this to grow my personal account, so I know it works, and I kind of just want to share it with the family there. So I'm gonna do a pretty quick analysis on some trade opportunities that we have coming up. Um, as you know, the monthly candle closed. I'm going to start with GN. I don't know how the rest of you guys trade, but I'm just going to fib this green bullish order block candle that we had in December. All right. Mark up the zone there in the 78. Okay, so from this setup, it looks like we had a break structure here, and we had a pullback to retest this area. I expect the price to continue to the north, to the upside. So when I look at this, when I dig into it, I'm going to focus on this leg going up. And I know that price should pull back into this imbalance here before we go north. This is. From this setup, we're going to go up to this imbalance first, and then we'll come down. So here's what I don't like about this this GN setup. It's about 100 pips down to this 4-hour order block, which has an imbalance in it. If you drop down to the 15-minute, we're going to find an imbalance here. So price might just come down to this level, bounce, and start buying. I'm uh, I'm kind of biased for that to happen versus it coming from here and selling down to this imbalance before it bounces. Both options are in play. I'm just going to go down to the 15-minute just to see uh, where the imbalance is. Okay, you can see that imbalance. It was filled here, but you still have a little imbalance here, and you have a little here. So I'm just going to mark that entire area from that wick. And then you see a little gap in the market here. I'll mark that area too. And just in case y'all can't see it. So if I go back to the 4-hour chart, um, this is what I got. Price is going to buy up to this gap right here first, right? You can take a sell trade to this first imbalance, which is about, I don't know, right at 100 pips. It might wick down here to 153 pips, uh, and then price is likely to go higher. So you're going to have to make a decision. I know many of you maybe a little bit hesitant when it comes to making decisions on where you're going to take your buy from, right? Uh, and maybe, maybe this boils down to time and price, right? Maybe the the time that the setup happens will mesh with the London session or what have you. All right. So I'm just going to place my long tool here. Maybe, I mean, once it starts buying, you can take this trade, I don't know, 500 or 600 pips up. So it's worth the hassle that you might have to go through when it turns into the zone. So the opportunities that I see are the sell down. Just going to write it 100 pips. And then when it turns to buy, you get about 600 pips. So some of you uh, may like this, and others may not. But it's definitely giving a little opportunity. So I'm going to mark that as a trade that I'm interested in. Okay. GBP CAD. Uh, wow. So this monthly doesn't really do anything. So I got to change the view to get a picture that we can work with. This 2 week kind of gives you a bullish order block. Uh, you know, uh, so basically the way I see this is maybe 5 week, 6 week. Okay, this doesn't really do us very good justice, but um, I think we're going to sell. Well, I know we're going to sell, but this is a bullish order block. So let me just do the very basics. Want to fib that green candle. Zone 78. Drop down to the 4 hour chart here. This 4 hour has a bullish order block. I would look for it to go up and take out at least these highs right here um, before I look to get short. See a little liquidity snatch here. Um, and then the first, or really the imbalance is right here in your zone. So if you just traded this down to your golden zone, that's 189 pips. And that's a winner. That's a winner chicken dinner. All right. You could probably take it to about 200 pips. Um, but this satisfies uh, the goal, 100 pips for this week. EC is very similar. I think this is going to sell a lot further, because of this FU wick right here. But I think EC's setup is a bit cleaner. Let's look at EuroCAD. All right, EuroCAD, basically the exact same setup except for the wick is a lot higher. Okay, the wick took out this previous swing point here. It did not. Oh yeah, it did. If I look at the high on this candle, 51,706, 51,736, we did take out the swing high, right? And there's a video you can go check out. Talks about what happens after you take out swing highs if you're an ICT believer or trader. So I look for us to take out this daily high of this last candle and then head to the south, to the deep south, okay? There's an imbalance way down here, 237 pips. I do look at us running into that. That would also satisfy uh, my itch, my 100 pip itch, Okay. So, I think basically these are candles or these are trades that most people in this group trading the way that, we kind of trade. Most people aren't taking these style of trades um, based on because these don't have uh, clean order blocks. But if you just took it to this first imbalance here, you can see you're about at 200 pips. Okay. So I'll just leave it right here. This is a good trade setup as well. Um, Now let's go and look for more traditional looks. I think the first trade that we did, the GN trade, was more of a traditional setup. Okay, for this trade, I don't trade AUD CAD, but you got to push down, we got to pull back. So I look for a continuation move to the downside. Just not enough pips on that particular candle. Um, and this would be a bearish. So I would look for a bullish move, just not enough pips. Naughty, no. Not trading Bitcoin with y'all. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, this is plenty. All right, let me trash everything I got on the chart. Uh, you know, this is a Elfie pair. All right, I'm gonna fib last month candle. Shout out to my failing eyes. All right, so there's the fib. Let me put my zones on it. My zona amarillo. Throw this 78 marker on here. Let me get rid of this jab joint. All right. So since this candle traveled a decent amount of pips last month from wick to wick, I don't know, we traveled about 571. I look for a pullback, right? So price pulls back from here into my zones, about 200 pips. Let me drop down to the 4 hours so we can get a better idea of what we're working with here. Okay. So as you can see, um, if we get a buy up to the zone, we have equal highs here. We have a little imbalance, uh, equal highs here, and another imbalance. So we're probably going to get to the top of this zone on the buy up, which is, I don't know, 300. It's plenty of pips. Most of the JPY pairs for the buy. Uh, so that one would be in play for me. But if I'm just being 100% honest with you guys, if I'm trading the JPY, it's probably going to be UJ, GJ, or EJ. Just how it is, man. Hey, everybody has a little favoritos. All right, since we've already kind of discussed a little irk and jerk. All right, we see that EJ broke, filled this imbalance, and so there is nothing else to accomplish down here. So I am looking for us to just buy, right? Y'all see this big time gap right here. Uh, that would be my little target for this move. So you're looking right at 299, 292 pips. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So if we go to the monthly chart again, You got this red candle. Uh, because I don't want to argue with y'all. I don't want to argue with y'all. If I just take this back up to this area that I have marked out, that's your 200 some pips. Looks like price might turn around this time. I mean, around that place. We'll have to wait and see. I know there's plenty of imbalance a little bit further up, but we're gonna have to make a decision, right around that area. So if you're a cerebral trader, you'll probably take your profits and you let the market show you what it's going to do instead of you uh, guessing uh, and getting killed. All right, same thing here. Bullish order block, tap in. Maybe you think it's going higher. I don't, but hey, it is what it is. Fib, la vela, the candle, and once you fib the candle, lock in your zone. We know that GJ did some amazing things last week. First day the market open, dropped like 200 some pips. All right, so when we drop down to our 4-hour chart, things get a little interesting. Things get a little interesting because we got the pullback. We know the price is going to push up. There's a small gap at 223. Then there's a huge imbalance up yonder way, about 400. So hey man, there's another imbalance right at the 65%-ish. You got this order block, and then you got this higher imbalance. I'm probably going to take J, to be honest with you, because it's looking pretty sweet. GJ is looking like the fat chick at the end of the night. So this is probably going to be a decent trade, and you can probably get some decent account growth from that trade. All right, let's look at UJ because the dollar is going to be very interesting. This is the JPY pair at the end of the day, right? You see it's going up the same way the rest of the JPYs. I look for a pullback. All that trend line liquidity will get ran, and there's an imbalance up here. So if you trade it off the pullback, you got about, I don't know, 200-ish pips. Maybe it goes higher, right? But I would definitely uh, be looking at that. If I look at the monthly chart, it's a little weird. It suggests that we may go higher, but I'm not looking for it to go higher. I'm just looking for it to pull back up to this area. And I'm looking for it to turn and burn. This is 180, about 200 pip area. I'm looking for price to go up to that 200 pip area. And there's imbalance above it. Maybe it goes up into that imbalance before I'm looking the price to turn and burn once it gets there. We'll see. If it doesn't, if it just keeps going, that's cool too. But you can always get in for the buy at this point. I would really be more convinced that we had broke this low. We did not. We only broke these lows. All right, we came down, we felt this imbalance. So it's either have to come up and break the high, or it just comes up to the imbalance and pushes lower to break this low. So whichever way you're looking at it, it's going to come back to the same sort of situation to where you're going long with the expectation of price delivery, up into around this area, about 200 pips. So I suggest you take your couple hundred pips, you grow your account, and you go sit your behind down somewhere and let that market show you what it's about, if it's about that life. All right. Now, Notice I did all these, and I didn't even talk about the US, many of the USD pairs, okay? Um, the Dixie man is in flux. Uh, and it's in flux because we got a crazy president, man. Um, so we feel the imbalance right here. And, most of the time what people would tell you probably is if price comes, feels the imbalance, it's probably going to reject and go away. Maybe it come all the way back down here to the 102 range to feel this imbalance or break the low. Um, I, oh my God. I I would tend to agree with him. All right. On the 2 week, we did get a bearish close candle. Uh, I'm still going to refer to this as a order block. It's a lot of wick on this, a lot of wick, but don't let the wicks fool you. This is the direction. There are several things we need to go down. There's imbalance in this candle. There's imbalance below it. There's imbalance all the way down here. So it does look like we're going to get a bearish trickle on the dollar, even if it just comes down to this level, which is about the 106. I mean, it bounced off of it, but it's like we're going to push on down. So you can trade the dollar down, or you can trade GU, EU, all that stuff to the upside. When I look at EU, this mirrors this mirrors the dollar. So if I fib this entire down move, we see where our golden zone is. I put a little box here. Maybe you're looking to trade the dollar to the upside, right? So you got the chalk, you got the push up that broke these highs, you got the pullback, right? There is a level of liquidity down here. I placed the line where I would like for price to come and, before we start pushing higher. So maybe you have a setup like this, or maybe you're liking the EU setup. I would just suggest that whatever it is that you're doing, um, I would like for us to take out this low or this candle before we pushed up. Whatever it is you're doing, um, wait until you get the signal that you need to see. Right? We got this bearish order block, which is awesome. I want a price to push down. Um, this move might generate about 100 pips. There's a clear imbalance here. We know we need to buy up, into this order block and before we push down. So uh, the offering, if it pushes back up to this zone, would be right at 100 pips, right? For the push down before we turn around and we get that good that good buy up, right? Um, this buy up will be similar to the EU buy up, right? So if you just fib from this high to this low, to give you a rough area that you should be looking for a little get back, a little get right, okay? So this is the area that we need to be looking at for our imbalances. Okay, I know right above the 78 is going to be some imbalance, but this is so long distance that it doesn't even make sense. So once you get this 100 pip pull down, remember this is NFP week. So if you're going to be in a buy, hopefully you're going to be in a buy earlier in the week. Hopefully it starts buying early in the week and the news pushes us through to the finish line. You see how many pips, about a half a grand or so to the upside. So these are great trades. Maybe I will narrow it down. I'll do a top 3 video, but I just kind of want to give you a little variety. However you guys see your trades, this is these are good opportunities. Um, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. We got about, I don't know, 5 or 6 good pair. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. We're gonna start the 100 pip challenge um, today, or today, this week. So don't rush. Wait for your signals. Take your cues from the tower. Don't cheat. If you're trading something different, make sure you're not trading it in the 100 pip flip account. Okay, you can have multiple accounts, and you can trade whatever you want to trade. But for the purposes and the intent of the 100 pip flip, we only want to trade the ones that we call out so that we can use a controlled environment to flip accounts. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.